Hello everyone. Today we are going to see materials, in that metals and non-metals. This is a lecture video by P.R. Varsha. Okay, in Earth, every chemical elements are classified into two broad categories. They are metals and the other is non-metals. Now, this is a pencil which we all use. Think, instead of this lead, if there is a iron present in it, will we be able to still write? Or instead of knife, will we be able to cut this apple with a paper? No, it's not possible because everything has its own property, that is its own physical and chemical properties. These two are the thing which help us to define a particular material for a particular use. Now, let's see about the physical property of metals and a non-metal. Metals. The physical state of metals are generally solids. Mercury, gallium, francium, cesium, rubidium alone are some examples of metals which exist in liquid state. Whereas non-metals, they generally exist in gases and solids. Bromine alone exists as a liquid. So, luster. We all know gold and silver jewels. They shine, right? Therefore, metals have glitter or shiny property, whereas non-metals have a dull surface. Graphite and iodine are the exemplary in this one. Conductivity. Heat and electricity are always conducted by metals, whereas non-metals do not allow current or electricity to pass through them. Again, graphite is a non-metal which conducts electricity, and diamond is a non-metal which conducts heat. Now, color. Metals are generally white or silver in color. Gold is in yellow, copper is in reddish brown color. Non-metals are always colorless. Chlorine is greenish yellow, bromine is brown liquid, iodine is violet. These are all the except cases of non-metals. When talking about hardness, metals are generally hard. Sodium, potassium alone are soft. Non-metals, they are soft. Diamond alone is hard. Sonority. What is sonority? When you strike a material against another material, the sound that produces is called as sonority. When you strike an iron rod against a pillar, you will hear some sound, tongue sound, right? So they always produces a ringing sound, whereas non-metal produces dull sound. Now coming to one of the major difference between a metal and a non-metal. The property by which a metal can be converted into sheets is called as malleability. The property by which a metal can be converted into a wire is called as ductility. Therefore, metals can be made into sheets like this, aluminum into aluminum foil. As I said, right, sodium can be cutted with the help of a knife. And ductility, we know copper is converted into copper wires that we use in the copper into copper wires, through which all the wires are made. Electrical wiring is done with this help of this one. Whereas non-metal cannot be made into a wire or sheets because they are easily broken. That is what brittle means. Therefore, using them, we cannot form any wires or sheets. Now, we are going to see about the chemical properties of a metal and a non-metal. When coming to the chemical property, first we will see about their reaction with oxygen. A metal and oxygen forms metal oxide. Now I am taking sodium and oxygen. Sodium combines with oxygen, forming sodium oxide. Magnesium combines with oxygen. When you heat a magnesium, they will form a magnesium oxide. Now, non-metals forms non-metallic oxide when reacted with oxygen. Carbon and oxygen together form carbon dioxide. Sulfur with oxygen forms sulfur dioxide. Carbon dioxide, which is formed here, when treated with water, they form acid, carbonic acid. That is, when you dissolve carbon dioxide in water, it gives carbonic acid. Sulfur dioxide with water gives sulfurous acid. Therefore, non-metal plus oxygen gives non-metallic oxide. This on treatment with water gives us acid. Now, metal, as I said, as we saw earlier, a non-metal combines a non-metallic oxide with water gives acid. Here, a non-metal itself combines with water, forming sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. That is, metal on reaction with water produces metal hydroxide or metal oxide, and it always releases hydrogen gas. Non-metals usually do not react with water. And also gold, silver, copper are metals which do not react with water. Think in this way, you are wearing a gold chain. If the gold reacts with water, what happens every time when you take bath or you are wearing a gold bangle or silver bangle? What happens every time when you wash your hands if the gold reacts to if the gold starts to react with water? Tough, right? Therefore, it is such that these metal alone do not react with water under any condition. Now, we are going to see corrosion. We all know the iron rod or the iron nail, when exposed to the atmosphere, it starts rusting. That is, the process is defined as corrosion. The process of slow eating away of a metal due to the attack of atmospheric gases and moisture on its surface is called as corrosion. The material will get corroded. Iron reacts with oxygen and moisture present in the atmosphere to form a brown flaky substance called rust. So rusting of iron is an undesirable reaction because the layer of rust falls off, exposing the metal to further rusting. Iron objects become weak with the passage of time. Therefore, easily metals get corroded, and iron rusting is one of the major reaction that occurs in nature. Here is a fun fact for you. The Qutub Minar iron pillar in Delhi, we all know it was constructed in 1600 years. But still, despite of this hard climatic condition, it still withstands the condition. Now, sorry, the page is not in a proper alignment. I am extremely sorry. Here is what is about the formation of green color layer over a copper substance and formation of black color layer over a silver substance. Here, every silver reacts with hydrogen sulfide present in the atmosphere, hence they form a black layer. Now, reaction with acids. Metal and acid reacts together to form salt and hydrogen gas. That is, I am taking zinc and sulfuric acid. The reaction is such that zinc is combined with the SO4 forming zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Similar with the case of aluminium and hydrochloric acid. forms aluminum chloride, salt, and hydrogen gas. Generally, non-metals do not react with acids. So, I think now the alignment becomes proper. This is what I said. The metal reacts with acid, forming salt and hydrogen gas. So, this is that one. Now, reaction with bases. Again, in the case of bases, it is similar to that with the acid. They form salt plus hydrogen gas, whereas non-metal reaction with bases is quite complex. You will learn them about in detail in your higher classes. So, displacement reaction. What is a displacement reaction? See, now I am reacting zinc with copper sulfate. That is, when I react one metal with the salt of another metal, it is such that the both metals gets displaced. Zinc, here copper. Now zinc occupies here and copper is left out. And silver and copper sulfate, no reaction. I will come to this. Why first one and second one, there are no reaction. This is the activity series of metal. That is a list of common metals arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. In such cases, a metal will only react with a salt solution if it is placed higher in the activity series than the metal in the salt. That is what we saw, zinc and copper, right? Now, zinc is present here, copper is present here. So for a metal to react with the salt of another metal, the reacting metal zinc is present at the top and copper at the bottom. Therefore, this reaction is possible. Whereas in the second one and whereas in the third one and in the first one, we had silver. So silver is present here, which is down the copper. Therefore, copper salt cannot react with silver. See, they have given the order here. So now, uses of metals and non-metals. Iron is used for making automobiles, machinery, pipes, etc. Gold for gold and silver in the make of jewels. Copper for making electrical wires. Zinc is usually used for coating iron in order to avoid rust. And we also use copper as cooking utensils. Aluminum is used for making electric cables, packaging, cooking utensils, etc. These are all the use of non-metals. Hydrogen is used for synthesis of ammonia and methyl alcohol, which you will be studying in your higher classes. Sulfur is used in the manufacture of compounds such as sulfuric acid. Graphite is used in pencils, zinc carbon batteries, and in brake lining. Phosphorus is used in the firework industries and for making special glasses used in sodium lamps. Now, here comes an interesting topic. An alloy is a mixture of two or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. Example of alloys are stainless steel, mixture of iron, nickel and chromium. The vessels we use in our daily cooking activities is stainless steel. Bronze is a mixture of iron and tin. Alloys have more desirable properties than their constituents and are more corrosion resistant. So this is all about metals and non-metals. We saw what are metals and non-metals. They are the basic materials available in earth, their properties, physical property and chemical property and their uses. Okay. Thank you, children.